the United States Marine Corps. It is Dirk Nowitzki and the Dallas Mavericks facing Steve Nash and the Phoenix Suns. Dallas at 39-16. That's the second best record in the West behind San Antonio, while the Suns vying for a playoff berth, and they have won 7 of their last 9 games. Hi, everybody. Marv Albert along with Steve Kerr will be joined momentarily by Marty Snyder working the sidelines. Both clubs are ready to go. Let's check out the lineups for Dallas. Up front, the 10-time All-Star Dirk Nowitzki with recent additions Peja Stojakovic and Tyson Chandler. In the backcourt, Jason Kidd and Ronnie Beaubois, back from a broken foot, playing only his second game of the season, had a sparkling performance last night in the win over Sacramento. Phoenix has Grant Hill with Channing Frye, comes off a career night. Robin Lopez on the front line. Up the guards, Vince Carter and Steve Nash. And Nash having another terrific season, 11 assists a game, second in the NBA behind Rajon Rondo of the Celtics. The officiating crew, Dick Pavetta, Benny Adams, and Violet Palmer. Dallas controlling the opening tip. Kidd has been shooting the three well as of late. Stojakovic with 5 on the shot clock. Time running out on this first possession, and Kidd has to force it up. Rebounded by Nash.
Excellent defensive possession from Phoenix, and we've seen a lot of that. The last 9 games, they've really picked up their defense. They've won 7 of 9. They're doing a much better job on that end of the floor.
Here's Frye for 3. Now they say it's a 2. He had a foot on the line. Channing Frye this past Tuesday night here at home, and the win over Utah was red hot. 6 of 10 from downtown. He was 12 of 16 overall, 31 points. Beaubois rims out. Ronnie Beaubois in the starting lineup, as I mentioned, only his second game of the season, and the reason is Deshaun Stevenson usually starts. He'll come off the bench. Here is Hill, kept alive by Nash, but J.P. Barea, who has been shooting the ball well, is under the weather and will not play.
Yeah, the Mavericks will miss him too, as Frye short on the three-point attempt. But Barea, for about 6 weeks, has played the best basketball of his career. He's been absolutely brilliant manning that point as Dirk scores over Channing Frye on the jumper. So Barea's absence will be felt, but Beaubois played very well in his season debut last night.
Nice lead pass. Robin Lopez with the finish on the setup by Nash.
Now, how many times have we seen that? Whether it was Sean Marion or Amari Stoudemire or Robin Lopez there, Steve Nash, the best in the game at the pick and roll pass.
Stojakovic with the catch and shoot. Nash with the lead for Carter, kept it alive. Here's Hill open for 3. Rebounded by Stojakovic.
What great effort from Carter just to get the ball, much less to see Hill open in the corner.
How about Ronnie Beaubois? Only his second NBA season. He was playing for a second division as Nowitzki is able to knock it down. Beaubois playing for a second division French league team only 3 years back.
Boy, is he impressive. He's given Dallas kind of a dimension that they've lacked. That speed, let's see the turnover from Carter, but the speed and quickness of Beaubois, the ability to get into transition and get Dallas easy baskets is something that they have lacked. Mavericks fans, remember last year he had 40 points in a game against Golden State. How about that playoff game? Almost turned that series around against San Antonio. Had that big game 6.
Oh, nice move around Nash to score. Ronnie Beaubois listed at 6'2".
He's about 5'10", I think, but it doesn't matter. Just
180, it says here.
Well, I'm going with 5'10", 160.
Whoa.
And runs the 40 in about 3'8".
We're talking with Dallas head coach Rick Carlisle earlier. He says that Beaubois is so slender you could fax him. I think Rick was working on that line. Carter got the step on Stojakovic.
Now there's some interesting matchups in this game tonight. Frye is going to try to guard Dirk Nowitzki, which will be tough. And at the other end, Peja guarding Vince Carter is a difficult matchup as well. Carter is going to look to go at him.
Beaubois trying to put it behind the back. Nash tipped it away, and here's Hill. What a season for Grant Hill, who's averaging better than 14 a game and 5 rebounds. Good job by Lopez on the fronting of Chandler. We are just underway in Phoenix, Arizona. Nash with the runner. This is the final game before the All-Star break. Second of the doubleheader. San Antonio losing earlier to the Bulls in Chicago. 6-0 run by the Suns, and the Mavericks take
extra work in because he said, I need to get my game back to where it can be. Right now, I'm just not contributing as I should be as a Sun, Marv.
All right, Marty. Tyson Chandler gets credit for that tip. Vince Carter has not played in the fourth quarter. The last 4 games, Alvin Gentry, the head coach of the Suns, saying, I'm going with the hot hand. Fry, who had the hot hand the other night, not able to hit, rebounded by Chandler.
Well, the hot hand has been Michael Petras, who is a much better defender than Vince Carter, and when he's on with that jump shot, he can knock down 3-pointers. And speaking of being on with the jump shot, Roddy Beaubois knocks down another.
Second field goal for Beaubois, and the game is tied. Lopez. Robin Lopez earlier this season missed 14 games with a sprained left knee. And Marcin Gortat, who came over in that blockbuster deal with the Magic, has been getting more and more playing time. Stojakovic with a 2-pointer.
It's remarkable how different this Dallas team looks right now as opposed to about 3 weeks ago. No Stojakovic or Beaubois, so they've changed 2 starters in the last week as Lopez gets the offensive board and hits Nash, can't get it to go. But for such a good team, this is one of the best teams in the NBA. Dallas in mid-season making a couple of pretty dramatic changes.
Steve, would you say that Dallas is the deepest team in the NBA as Hill came up with the steal? Hill had it knocked away by Kidd. It'll be Phoenix ball.
Yeah, Dallas, their depth is impressive. Last night in their win against Sacramento, they had 5 players off the bench scoring double figures. They're really too deep at every position. You're going to see Jason Terry, former 6th man of the year, come in for Beaubois. But they've got, you look at the bench between Brendan Haywood and Sean Marion. Cardinal has played well. J.J. Barea has been fantastic. And Deshaun Stevenson has started most of this season. The list goes on and on.
Now, a coach will always say you just can't have enough depth. Carter not able to hit. Lopez with a hustle rebound, but lost it. Here comes Kidd. Terry met by Nash. Steve Nash, one-time member of the Dallas Mavericks. Nowitzki reaching back. That shot is impossible to block. He got it away against Channing Frye, who goes 6'11".
I've always felt that the best way to guard Dirk Nowitzki is with a smaller player who can get underneath him and get in his space. When Dirk goes against an opposing 4, he's just got too much room to roam, and he can get that shot off with ease.
Stojakovic showing confidence when he first came to the Mavericks. Did not shoot well, coming off an injury, and he has turned it around as of late.
Perfect fit with this team as well, because he fits into the offensive scheme by spacing the floor. Hill missing on the 3, but Fly with the offensive rebound and the putback. But Marvin, I think Peja Stojakovic has been a terrific addition for this team. If he can shoot the way he has the last few games, it just gives them another weapon, another 3-point threat to space the floor.
Foul was called on Rick saying that we are constructed, talking about the depth of this team, as Channing Frye is at the line, we're constructed very similar to the Indiana Pacer team that went to the NBA Finals back in 2000. So they were very deep, too.
Played a lot of people. And then remember, Rick also had Peja Stojakovic in Indianapolis for about half a season. He was part of that Ron Artest trade. So Carlisle very familiar with Peja's game and very happy to be here.
Tyson Chandler off the lob from Jason Kidd.
Well, Chandler has had a spectacular year, and I think he's really the difference in Dallas's team this year as opposed to the last couple of years. I think he makes them a championship contender because of his defense, his interior presence, and playing with Jason Kidd. He's going to get some plays like that.
Terry with the steal, and Nash reaching out to prevent the fast break.
Well, how happy is Tyson Chandler? Remember, he played in New Orleans with Chris Paul and really thrives with great point guards because of this. I mean, he's got such a knack for getting to the rim, and as long as he has a point guard who can get him the ball, and he will be very productive offensively, shooting 66% this year.
And now defended by Marcin Gortat, who came on for Robin Lopez. Dallas has hit its last 6 shot attempts. Nowitzki off that back leg. Wow.
Is there anybody better at that off-balance, one-legged runner? Maybe Nash is, kind of similar, but just incredible. As we speak, Nash shoots the one-footed floater.
Nowitzki 4 of 5 from the field, 8 points. Talking about the depth of the Mavericks, and this a team without the injured Caron Butler. When he went down, there was quite a bit of concern. He's been playing so well, averaging 15 a game. The ball back to the Suns on the turnover. So this is a Dallas team that has exceeded expectations. Now Nowitzki will take a seat. The one-time Phoenix Sun, Sean Marion, checks in and gets a nice hand from the crowd.
And deserves it. 4-time All-Star here in Phoenix. Helped the Suns get to a couple of conference finals. One of the best players in Suns history.
Grant Hill off the pick.
And where's the defense? I just talked about how much better Dallas's defense is with Chandler in the middle, but in this rotation there, nobody protecting the paint.
Just under 4 left in this opening quarter. Marion with the rebound and the putback.
And that's his game. He's not a skill guy. He's an athlete, and he's a pogo stick around the basket, so he's just going to throw the ball up around the hoop and then go get it on the rebound.
Game going at a very fast pace. Hill too strong. Rebounded by Chandler.
This is always a great matchup, watching these two teams play against each other. Both very skilled, plenty of three-point shooting all over the floor. And of course the Nash-Nowitzki matchup is so much fun. The former teammates and friends. And a great matchup in history the last 5-6 years between these two clubs.
Dallas has won the last 7 of 9 against Phoenix. Reach and foul on Stojakovic. This is the second of 4 meetings between these clubs. Mid-December in Dallas. Mavericks won the game by 15 points. In that game, Steve Nash injured 5 minutes into the game and then sat out the rest of the way, involved in a collision with Tyson Chandler. You see Stojakovic sitting down. A look at the upcoming national television schedule. ESPN Friday. Coverage starting 7 o'clock. Going to be the NBA Celebrity All-Star Game. NBA TV Saturday starting at 5 o'clock. The NBA D-League All-Star Game presented by Sonos Site. And don't forget to go to nba.com/fan-night and you can vote now for the matchup that you want to see Tuesday, February the 22nd. And on ABC, a week from this coming Sunday, coverage starts 2 o'clock. Lakers and the Thunder from Oklahoma City.
What a bizarre road trip the Lakers just had. They're winning in Boston. They start out 4-0 on that trip and lose the last 3, including last night to Cleveland, shocking everybody in the NBA.
And as a result, Dallas 2 full games in front of the Lakers. Marion thought he was fouled on that play. Here's that hesitation move by Nash. Able to penetrate.
Just so good on the dribble and so good reading the floor. I mean, he's constantly looking around the floor around him just to see who's open, and he knows that if nobody's open, then it's his turn to shoot.
Dallas with the ball and a 3-point lead. Foul is called on Gortat as he took the hit. Was hoping for the charge, but Gortat picks it up.
Now Nash usually looking to pass, but he sees the open.
Should. And we've done a decent job, I think, these last 15 games. But it's tight. You know, I mean, we're on the outside looking in, but we're, I don't know, 2 games, 3 games, I'm not quite sure, out of being in the 6th or 5th seed. So the West is close, and I imagine that it'll remain and stay close.
Well, Steve, the Suns have won 7 of their last 9, including wins over Boston, New Orleans, 2 victories over Utah, 1 in Salt Lake City, so they are making a bid.
I think they're going to make the playoffs if they stay healthy. You look at what Utah's going through right now without Jerry Sloan, and then of course Memphis just had the injury to Rudy Gay. This kid misses the 3. You know, Houston struggling a little bit. Denver has had a rough couple of weeks, so the Suns have all of a sudden become very solid, and they're looking good. I think they can get into that 7th or 8th spot.
Fry trying the lob that went astray. Nice pass inside. Brendan Haywood, who had just checked in with the bucket, and he drew the foul.
Haywood coming off a really good game last night against Sacramento. He's had a very difficult season, losing his job to Tyson Chandler. But you see what he can do. Runs right to the front of the rim, catches, finishes. The foul from Fry. And again, the benefit of playing with a great point guard. Just run to the rim. If you're Chandler or Haywood, run to the rim. Jason Kidd will find you.
And at times, Jan Mahimi, 3-year man and one-time member of the San Antonio Spurs, has played instead of Haywood, who has all kinds of problems at the foul line. Fry picked up that last foul to put Haywood at the line. 2 on Fry. Hakeem Warwick has checked in along with Jared Dudley for Phoenix. Nice pass. Gortat from Nash.
Speaking of playing with a great point guard and flourishing, Gortat is learning all about that. I mean, you've seen that play so often with Gortat since he came here to Phoenix, finishing with that left hand off of the Nash pass.
Marcin Gortat, who has become a popular figure here in Phoenix. Shot clock rolling down. It's at 4. Nice pass. Marion gets inside for the stuff. Gortat was saying he met with a sports writer recently at his condo where he lives, and the elevator guy looked at him for a while and said, "Don't you play for the Suns?" Here is Petrus, who just came on. That's a 3. Gortat says, "Yes, I do." And the elevator man said, "What's your name?" And Marcin said, "Grant Hill." And the guy nods. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just like him.
Haywood and a foul.
Are they going to count it? That's the question. I think it was a good call because Haywood has to be able to come down with the ball. And I think they're going to give him 2 free throws, which is the right call because he did stop. There was no continuation to the hoop. Let's take a look. Here's the feed, and you see he's got to be able to land. Doesn't matter where Petrus's feet are. Haywood has to be able to land, and Petrus got underneath him. So very good call from Violet Palmer.
First foul on Petrus. So once again, Haywood to the line. He's shooting 36% at the foul line.
Is that good? 36?
If you're a baseball player, in terms of batting average, getting a hit 36% of the time, that would be excellent. Oh, Nash behind the back to Gortat, who cannot complete the play.
You hear this crowd. I mean, people talk, would you trade Steve Nash? I wouldn't trade him just because the fans want to see plays like that every night.
Well, he is still playing at a very high level. Here's Terry firing one up. Final second. After 1 here at U.S. Airways Center in Phoenix. It's Dallas with a 28-25 lead on the Suns.
You guys cool down.
Well, I don't know what they changed up. It's kind of a frantic game. Right now, I think both teams are trying to find the rhythm of the game. We did a bad job on the defensive boards to start with. They got some second chances, and right now they're getting too many open threes.
With JJ out, was that going to make you play Roddy more than you maybe wanted to coming into the night?
Well, he'll play a few more minutes probably than expected, but he should be okay.
Marv?
All right, Roddy Beaubois is back on the floor for the start of this second quarter. Dallas 13 of 22, 59% shooting in that first quarter. Here's Terry for 3.
Suns went to a zone for the first time tonight, and if you're going to play zone against Dallas, you better find Jason Terry. They lost sight of him in automatic from that corner spot.
Goran Dragic is back from an injured toe, missed 7 games, returned against Utah Tuesday night, played only 5 minutes, and looked a bit rusty. He is on the floor for the first time. Warwick fouled by Nowitzki. For Dirk, his first, so Hakeem Warwick is at the line. Don't miss the T-Mobile, it says here, magenta carpet.
Magenta red
yeah.
carpet, yeah.
Okay. Is that out of your Crayola set?
Yes.
As a kid?
Yeah, well,
okay.
Right next to Mauve.
Mauve. I like the color mauve. At any rate, the T-Mobile magenta carpet at NBA All-Star this Sunday February 20th, live coverage begins on NBA TV at 5 o'clock Eastern Time. We're all looking forward to All-Star Weekend. We'll be handling the game on Sunday. And Steve, I know that you are excited about being an assistant coach under Lawrence Frank for the rookie sophomore game. And Carmelo Anthony is the other assistant coach, so I would think as Petrus tees it up, rebounded by Haywood, I would think that Carmelo will be sharing all the inside information about the trade speculation with you.
Well, he'll do that, but he's more concerned with drawing up backdoor plays and devising our defensive schemes for the game.
Gortat off a nice lead pass. What do you foresee before next Thursday's trade deadline? Do you see a lot of activity?
Who knows? I mean, you never really know. Only the teams that are involved have a feel for that. But I think Denver will be thrilled one way or the other just to get some resolution on this whole Carmelo thing. How about Haywood?
Nice pass from Beaubois.
Yeah, nice finish. But Denver, I think all of this talk has gotten to them. You know, they just haven't looked right the last couple of weeks. And remember, this has been going on the entire season. I think everybody's got to be just kind of worn out from it.
This is the third three-point play opportunity for Haywood, who has his difficulties at the line. The Carmelo Anthony trade speculation has already affected 4 teams: Denver, Knicks, Nets, and Detroit.
Even the Lakers a little bit, you know, on that trip as Dragic knocks down the jumper. You know, we were there in Boston last week, and all the talk was about Bynum, and you know, who knows? Did it affect them? They've lost the last 3. I think they had other issues to deal with, but you're right. It's just, you know, after a while, you just want to be able to focus on your team.
Terry with the handoff, and again it is Haywood. 7 points for Haywood.
Well, and this is the Haywood that Dallas saw last year that led them to give him the huge contract in the offseason. And you know, he's been very disappointing this year, but because of the emergence of Tyson Chandler, Haywood has not really been able to find his rhythm. But this is his second straight strong outing. And look at the feed from Jason Terry and the strong finish from Haywood.
Beaubois called for that foul. Here is Dudley with a catch and shoot. Aaron Dudley in his 4th season out of Boston College. Good hustle. And last touch by Dragic.
Now Dragic doing a nice job of pressuring Beaubois, and this is what the Suns' second unit would like to do, is cause some turnovers, get up, and there's the replay. You take a look, and
the ball back to Phoenix.
Well, this is good news for Alvin Gentry. This second unit has really struggled the last week. In fact, Phoenix has not been able to give Steve Nash the rest that they've become accustomed to giving him. And Dragic, who missed those 7 games after he stepped on glass at his house and got, I think, 7 or 8 stitches in his foot, he's starting to look like the player who was so impressive last year.
Nowitzki played by Warwick. Nowitzki, just a little step back with the height advantage.
If you can't get underneath him, you know, he just shoots right over the top of you. Both Fry and Warwick very light. Neither one is real strong in terms of their legs and their base. So Dirk just having his way.
Nowitzki 5 of 6, 10 points, 5-point lead for Dallas. Beaubois using the screen to the rim. What a move!
My goodness. And that is exactly why Mavs fans have been so excited all season long in anticipation of his return.
Here's Dudley. He thought he was fouled. Haywood able to get to it. Roddy Beaubois, and don't you enjoy saying that?
Yes.
Yes.
I say Roddy B. That's,
do you?
No.
Beaubois had the opening. That time came up short, but he's back from a broken bone in his left foot. Petrus stepped out of bounds. He backed up and stepped out. Beaubois suffering that injury mid-August while he was training with the French national team for the World Championships. And a rivalry with Nash's old team, the Dallas Mavericks. And these two clubs played each other in the playoffs in back-to-back years. 2005 West Semis, the Suns 1-6. And the following year, Mavericks took the Western Conference Finals over the Suns in 6 games to advance to the NBA Finals. And as we mentioned earlier, Dallas has won 7 of the last 9 games, regular season play, against Phoenix.
And a lot of connections between these two franchises. Nash, obviously, such a great point guard for the Mavericks. How about Jason Kidd, of course, starred here in Phoenix. Sean Marion, perennial all-star for the Suns. So, two very good teams, exciting clubs. Dirk Nowitzki on fire tonight. And I think Dallas still a championship contender. Phoenix obviously no longer. They're still a good team, not a great team. Dallas still has a chance.
Nowitzki 6 of 7 shooting. Warwick over Nowitzki. Kept alive by Dudley. Here is Beatrice. Yes, it's a 2-pointer, had a foot on the line. Suns average 105 points. Again, that's 3rd in the league behind the Nuggets and the Knicks. And they shoot the ball at 47%. That's 5th in the NBA.
Yeah, still an excellent offensive team. Not what they were with Amari Stoudemire, but because of the presence of Steve Nash and the way he operates this offense and the number of shooters. Speaking of shooters, Phoenix still among the best offensive teams in the league.
This past Tuesday night, Suns with that 1-point win over Utah. The one problem that they have had is Dragic is able to knock it down. Is obviously at the defensive end, although they are better than they have been, but they give up 105 points a game, and that is 26th in the league, and they allow 47% shooting. That's a high number. That's also at the other end of the rankings. Dudley called for the foul, and now substitutions. Channing Frye, Grant Hill, Steve Nash will check back in.
The Suns are trying to just be more consistent defensively, and that's what happened at the end of last season. The last 30 games or so, Phoenix was actually among the league leaders in defensive field goal percentage. And we've seen that the last 9 games. The Gortat trade was really about defense. They got Petrus, they got that additional big with Gortat, and they are starting to play a more consistent brand of defense. We're not seeing it tonight, however, 62% shooting for the Mavs.
Terry, it's a 3-point attempt, rebounded by Lopez. Nash trying to use the pick, then on a switch. Hill is played by Haywood. Shot clock to 7. Nash had it knocked away. Try to flip it over the head. Here's Marion, lost control.
What a great defensive possession, though, for Dallas. Almost led to an easy hoop at the other end, but Brendan Haywood having an excellent night, switching out onto multiple players, getting that stop for Dallas.
Are wounded, seeing them and seeing what they did for our country and being able to go over and touch them and see the joy and the excitement that they get. That right there, it touches you know, because they don't have to do it. It was their choice to serve our country. We're forever indebted to them, and we thank them.
Jason Terry in his 7th year with the Dallas Mavericks, following 5 seasons with the Hawks. 2 years ago, 6th Man of the Year award winner, providing instant offense as he continues to do, averaging 16 a game, and certainly a candidate once again.
And one of the best fourth quarter scorers in the NBA as Channing Frye can't get the jumper to go. So, yeah, Jason Terry, a guy who seems like he's mentioned for that award every single year, as he should be.
Stevie had that terrific run earlier this season, then cooled off, but has picked it up in recent weeks. Terry fires for 3, right on cue.
Yeah, you just can't give him that space. You've got to make him put the ball on the floor, particularly going left, because one dribble right, he'll knock that one down too. But when you just let him square his feet and shoot, he's almost automatic.
Dallas up by 10. Frye with the turnaround. He thought he was hit. Mavericks have won 12 of their last 13. Earlier this season, Dallas won 12 in a row, 17 of 18. They were actually 24-5 at one point after 29 games. Dick Pavetta with the call on the Mavericks. And Dallas at 39-16. Foul on Chandler, his second. Rick Carlisle's team with the second best record in the West behind San Antonio. Spurs going into the All-Star break at 46-10. They lost earlier tonight in the first of our doubleheader, 109-99. So the Bulls came up with the winner now, 38-16. How about Derrick Rose? 18 for 28 from the field, 42 points.
Yeah, unbelievable MVP type season for Rose as Grant Hill can't get the three to go, but Channing Frye with a nice putback. But if you talk about Dallas and their record, imagine where the Mavericks would be had Dirk Nowitzki not missed those 9 games with the knee injury, because at the time they were neck and neck with the Spurs. They went 2-7 without Dirk, and then as soon as he came back, they got it going again.
Stojakovic fouled by Carter. Getting back to the Spurs, that concludes the long rodeo road trip. They went 6 of 9 on the trip.
They always seem to do well on that trip. And you talk about the effect that this guy has. I thought Dirk was an MVP candidate early in the season. He's having career shooting numbers this year, and one of the best closers in the game. That's why I think Dallas is a legitimate contender. We've talked about Tyson Chandler's defense at the rim, talked about the depth, but they've got 2 of the best closers in the game in Jason Terry and Dirk Nowitzki, and they play kind of a playoff style of game anyway all season long. They're a half-court executing team, so I think they're going to be well prepared come April and May.
And Stojakovic is now a factor. Carter hit on a reach-in by Pager, who is playing his 6th game with the Mavericks. Had his best performance Saturday night in Houston. 22 points, hit 4 threes. During one stretch, he was 1 of 11 from downtown, but he's turned it.
He's important too, because when Caron Butler went out, I thought that was the end of this team's championship hopes, as Lopez scores on the lefty hook shot. But Butler was such an important player for this team, not only on the court, but emotionally. And I thought they'd miss him, and they did. But picking up Stojakovic and then also the depth that Stevenson and Sean Marion gave him has allowed Dallas to remain an elite club.
Beaubois able to save it, gets it to Stojakovic. He lost it, stepped out of bounds. So the ball back to the Suns.
Phoenix trying to close this quarter with some better defense. We've talked about it. They've improved in that area the last couple of weeks. And maybe 2 or 3 good possessions in a row here.
That is waved off, will not count. A foul before the shot attempt. Dick Pavetta explaining it to Alvin Gentry. Foul is called on Beaubois. That is his second. And the Mavs now over the foul limit. So one of the great free throw shooters, Steve Nash, will shoot a pair. He is now at 90.4% for his career. That's the highest in NBA history. That is slightly in front of Mark Price and Rick Barry, who shot them underhanded.
Yeah, and the guy who could pass everybody, that whole list, if he plays long enough and continues at his pace, is Steph Curry. I think he's right around 91% for his career. So we're seeing some of the best shooters in NBA history these days at the line. How about Dirk Nowitzki, about 88%. Jason Terry, automatic. Dallas, an excellent free throw shooting team, which is another reason they're able to close games so well in the fourth quarter.
And Curry is #1 in the league right now, followed by Chauncey Billups, and then Nash off the steal. Here comes Nash. Pass intended for Frye. And quickly the Mavericks to their front court. A 10-point lead is down to 4. Chandler with the recovery. Good job by Lopez, changed the shot.
Yeah, it's not his game. He's not a post-up guy. He's a catcher and a dunker, but not a post-up player.
Nice set up. Hill not able to convert. 2.5 remaining in this first half. Nowitzki for 3. Yes.
My goodness, it doesn't even touch the rim.
Dirk is 8 for 9, 17 points.
Just an unreal shooter, and now he's got his legs back after coming back from the injury. Struggled a little bit for a couple of weeks, but he is back on again.
Fry from downtown. That's his first 3 of the night. He has 12 points. Channing Frye with 6 3-pointers this past Tuesday against the Jazz. At a career-high 31 points. Terry from downtown. Rebounded by Marion. And a foul. As Chandler was tripped up by Carter.
Now Dirk Nowitzki feeling it tonight, 8 for 9, and look at this one.
Manager of an NBA team, you feel the tension, the pressure. That's a Steve Kerr we were not accustomed to seeing. Now it is a different story. It's calm, relaxed, mellow, boisterous, annoying.
Boisterous?
Yes.
Just that's what they pay me to do, is to talk. I mean, if you think it's boisterous, I can adjust if you'd like.
Are you saying you're not boisterous? I'm talking about off the air.
Okay. I am sleeping better than the last 3 years, I can tell you that.
I can understand that. Terry is fouled by Lopez.
Did you say annoying, too?
Was that me?
I thought I heard that.
Jason Terry to the line. Coming up, the T-Mobile halftime report. Ernie and Charles from the London West Hollywood Hotel in Los Angeles. And we all look forward to arriving in LA tomorrow for All-Star Weekend. Jason Terry, who is an excellent free throw shooter, 85%, hitting 1 of 2. The Mavs with a 52-47 lead on the Suns. Suns battling for a playoff spot. Right now 10th in the Western Conference. Only 2 games behind Memphis and Utah. Here is Carter spinning his way. Vintage Vince Carter. We have not seen much of that this season.
He found the matchup he liked with Dirk, went right around him, and somehow spun that shot in, kind of underneath Tyson Chandler.
Gill is now defending on Kidd. And the foul on Petrus. That is a very tough assignment. Michael Petrus is an excellent defender, but he's going up against the 7-footer Dirk Nowitzki, who now will go to the line. He is an 88% free throw shooter.
But I think Petrus is the best option for Dirk Nowitzki in terms of defending Dirk. I think Grant Hill and Petrus both are able to get underneath him and to take him out of his comfort zone a little bit.
TBS weeknights, Wild and Nocturnal. Catch Conan in his natural habitat on TBS. New episodes of Conan weeknights at 11:10 Central, only on TBS. Nowitzki hit his first 2 shots of the night. Then he missed one. He actually missed one. He's hit his last 6. Overall, he is 8 of 9 from the field. He has 19 points in all. Apparently a problem with the clock, which they are resetting.
Well, Dirk, remember the playoff series against Golden State about, I think it was 2007, when Dirk was the MVP. Dallas had the best record in the league. I think they won about 67 games that year. He struggled in that series because Golden State had so many guys, including Petrus and Baron Davis and Matt Barnes, and everybody who guarded him got underneath him. They used smaller players who were quick and able to kind of take him out of his rhythm. Lopez with the hustle play. I just feel like when you play a bigger guy on Dirk, like the Suns have done with Channing Frye, he's just able to just get into his groove and do anything he wants.
Robin Lopez, 8 points, 7 rebounds. Phoenix with him 3. Here's Kidd for 3, rebounded by Carter. Nash pushing it, met by Terry. Lopez showing some confidence from the outside. Mavericks can hold for a final shot. There's a fraction of a second differential between the game clock and shot clock. Battle between Petrus and Nowitzki. Petrus appealing to the official Dick Pavetta. Nowitzki goes right at him and a stop. Time runs out, and Michael Petrus did a terrific job defensively on Dirk Nowitzki.
And he got great help from Robin Lopez, who had a nice first half, 8 points and 7 boards for Lopez. Phoenix hanging in here with some inspired play the last few minutes of this quarter.
Nowitzki, the high man, with 19 halftime score. Mavericks with a 54-51 lead on the Suns. Marv Albert, Steve Kerr. And you take a look at the stat sheet, 55% from the field for Dallas in that first half, and a dazzling performance by Dirk Nowitzki. Hits on 8 of 10 for 19 points.
Yeah, he was amazing. I mean, when he came back from the injury a few weeks ago, you could tell he was laboring a little bit, maybe limping. Didn't look like he quite had his groove. Well, he's all the way back now. Just absolutely on fire, shooting over the top of everybody the Suns threw at him. Petrus finally made a nice play on his last attempt of the first half, and we'll see if Alvin Gentry goes with that smaller matchup in the second half. Problem is, then that puts Channing Frye over onto Peja Stojakovic, changes all the matchups as you look at the game summary.
4 of 11 from three-point land for Dallas, just 2 of 8 for Phoenix. Let's check in with Marty.
Well, Marv just talked to Alvin Gentry, asked him how they got back in the game. He said, we scrapped and clawed. He said, but the tough thing is that you can't guard Dirk Nowitzki, as we were just showing in some of those highlights. He said, when we put Michael Petrus on him and he bodied him, it worked. But then they started calling fouls, and we don't want to put him on the foul line either. He said, the bottom line also for us, our guards have to do a better job of covering that screen and roll. And if they can stop that man, they've got a good chance, Marv.
All right, Marty, this was a 10-point lead at one stretch for Dallas. 5 minutes left in the half. Jason Terry hit that three-point shot, and Dallas was up by 10, 46-36. But after that, Phoenix ending the half with a 15-8 run. Nice play as Carter is able to lay it home off a beautiful pass from Nash. Assist number 8 for Steve Nash.
And Phoenix got Peja Stojakovic on a back pick, and I would look for the Suns to do more of that. Try to use Stojakovic and run him off picks. See if you can get Carter going.
Roddy Beaubois with a three-pointer in the starting lineup tonight. Only his second game of the season. He played well last night as the Mavs walloped Sacramento by 16, coming back from the broken bone in his left foot, and he is starting because J.J. Barea is under the weather. Sean Stevenson usually the starter. Stevenson coming off the bench. Hill not able to hit from beyond that three-point line. Hill reaches in, comes up with a steal. Good hustle by Grant Hill. Here's the jumper. Yes.
Well, Hill was just 2 for 9 in that first half, so he's trying to get himself going. 3 for 11 now, but Hill has, we talked about it in the first half, he's had such a great season, Marvin, a big part of this Phoenix offense.
Phoenix within 2. Chandler wide open.
Wow, I mean, these 2-point guards are so good at finding big men cutting to the lane. Chandler and Lopez both have been the beneficiary of great passing from Nash and Jason Kidd tonight.
Kidd with 6 assists. Carter banks it home.
How about the pace of this early part of the third quarter?
Mavs up 59-57. Now Frye defending on Nowitzki. Here's that leaner. A rare miss for Dirk Nowitzki.
And better job from Channing Frye, who was much more physical than he was with Nowitzki in the first half.
Nash putting the brakes on. Played by Lopez and stuffs. Strong game for Robin Lopez in his 3rd season out of Stanford, a first-round draft pick. Had a breakthrough season last year, coming on strong in the playoff run. 10 points, 8 rebounds for Lopez. The twin brother of Brook Lopez of the New Jersey Nets. Kidd passing on a 3. Nowitzki sets it up for Beaubois for 3. Just did beat the shot clock.
Great ball movement from Dallas. They got the shot they wanted. Dubois just couldn't knock it down.
Hill with a hard drive. And he is fouled. He knew he would get hit as he led with his shoulder. And that'll send Hill to the line. Chandler called for the foul, his third.
Such a smart play from Grant Hill, understanding who was underneath the basket. Tyson Chandler, a shot blocker. He's got that length. If you try to shoot over the top of him, you're probably not going to have much success. So what does Hill do? He just throws his body into him, takes the 2 free throws.
Grant 84% at the line. He once went 17 for 17 in a game that was earlier in his career. It's his 17th season in the NBA. 7-time All-Star, All-NBA team 5 times.
One of the more remarkable transformations that I've ever seen. I mean, when you remember, Marv, when he was on top of his game, he was one of the top 3 or 4 players in the entire league. He looked like the next Michael Jordan. Dirk Nowitzki gets fouled going to the hoop, but Hill had all those difficult foot problems, sat out for much of 4 or 5 seasons. A lot of people thought his career was over. He had a staph infection following one of the surgeries, almost died, and somehow he has worked his way back at the age of 38 to the point where he's one of the best conditioned athletes in the game. He's played virtually injury-free now the last 3 seasons.
He is back from 5 ankle surgeries, and see the numbers here. Players that have averaged 14 or more, 38 years or older. Grant Hill, our Reggie Miller, Michael Jordan, Karl Malone, Robert Parrish, Kareem.
Not a bad list there.
Nowitzki switching off to Nash, and a defensive 3-second violation leading to the technical foul. Nash will shoot it. Steve Nash led the NBA last year, 94% at the line. We talked earlier about his career numbers, 90% plus a fraction, which is the highest in NBA history.
It's interesting when Nash misses a free throw in this building, there's this audible gasp. I mean, nobody can quite believe it actually happened.
Here's Beaubois on the run. Nowitzki for 3. Yes, a rainbow 3 for Dirk Nowitzki.
And that play happened because of Beaubois' penetration. And that's the difference with Beaubois and his speed and that dynamic that he gives this Maverick offense. He forces rotations and you end up with wide open perimeter shots.
Hill thought he was fouled. He actually lost the ball, but Lopez was right there to put it in.
Plays at home, so the stat keeper will probably just give him an assist.
Game tied at 64. Beaubois getting the step. Rejected by Lopez. Fry passed on a 3. Fry for 2. The Suns back up by 2.
And that's where Fry has really improved his game. He used to be just a standstill shooter. He's worked at it. Now he's gotten to the point where he can put the ball on the floor once or twice and make a jump shot.
Stojakovic with a deep 3.
How about that range? That was about 28 feet.
The Mavs back up by 1. Carter from downtown. Rebound handled by Chandler. And this brisk pace continues. Both teams wasting no time getting to the front court. Carter tried to break it up, call for the foul, making contact with Chandler, who landed on his left elbow.
How about the play here of both clubs here in this 5-minute stretch in the third quarter? The game has really picked up. I'm impressed with Phoenix. Well, remember 6 weeks ago or so, I mean, they were a mess emotionally, as you see Carter picking up the foul there. And there was, you know, all kinds of talk about trading Nash and what's the future of this team. And, you know, they made the Gortat trade. They struggled for a couple of weeks, but the last 2-3 weeks, they've kind of kicked it into gear. They're a much tougher team mentally.
Stojakovic once again trying from way downtown. Nice ball movement. Carter to the fadeaway. Rebounded by Chandler. Grant Hill not allowing Jason Kidd to unleash a three. Nowitzki. It's like surprising when he misses.
Yeah.
Fry for three. Coming up on 6 minutes to play in the third. Marv Albert, Steve Kerr, Marty Snyder from Phoenix. And Dirk has actually missed 2 in a row.
I think Phoenix has been much more physical with Dirk here in the third quarter as Carter will go to the line. And you can tell that Alvin Gentry talked to his team at halftime about how to defend Dirk, whether it's been Fry or in that case Carter. The Suns have really been aggressive trying to get underneath Dirk and take him out of his base, his balance.
Foul committed by Stojakovic. Vince Carter, 8-time All-Star, a starter 7 times. Last season got off to the slow start with Orlando and then averaged 18 a game over the last 3 months, involved in that package deal between Phoenix and Orlando.
Really a lame duck because his contract next year is non-guaranteed. It's got an $18 million tag on it, but only 4 of that is guaranteed. So the Suns are pretty much guaranteed to let him go. And Vince will become a free agent.
Undoubtedly, they'll buy him out for the
for the 4, right?
$4 million, and then a free agent. Suns turn it over. Here comes Kidd. Chandler on the run. And Fry call for the foul.
Yeah, Jason Kidd looking at Peja Stojakovic saying, I thought that was you. He put Tyson Chandler in a very difficult position, giving him the ball in transition, but Chandler able to hang on, and he'll go to the line.
On TNT, Tyson Chandler to the line as we resume. 78% free throw shooter. Dirk and Peja having a little knee slapper on the bench.
Inside joke.
Yes.
Apparently. About Chandler's improved free throw shooting. Remember early in his career with Chicago, he was a nervous wreck at the foul line. I give him a lot of credit. He's really worked hard at it. He looks calm and relaxed. Even his misses like that one look pretty good.
Game is tied at 68. Marcin Gortat has come on for Phoenix. Robin Lopez, a terrific job. 12 points, 12 rebounds. Gortat gets it right back to Carter for 3. Vince Carter now 5 of 9, 14 points.
He's such an important player for the Suns. Remember, Jason Richardson manned that 2-guard spot a year ago and was a 20-point scorer. Carter's been very inconsistent. The Suns haven't been able to rely on him for scoring.
And Terry, after hesitating, is able to knock it down.
And a mean screen, I think, by Tyson Chandler there.
Gortat is fouled by Chandler. Brendan Haywood, who played very well in the first half, will come on now for Tyson Chandler. Sits down with 7 points, 8 rebounds. A look at the upcoming national television schedule. ESPN Friday starting at 7, the NBA Celebrity All-Star Game. NBA TV Saturday coverage starting at 5, the D-League All-Star Game presented by Sonos Site. And don't forget to go to NBA.com/fan night, and you can vote now for the matchup that you would like to see on Tuesday, February the 22nd. And looking ahead, ABC a week from this Sunday, Lakers and the Thunder in Oklahoma City. Call is away from the ball. Steve Nash getting involved with Jason Terry, picks up the foul.
Yeah, Dallas trying to run Steve Nash off a series of picks, and it's a tactic that a lot of teams employ. They figure they can try to wear Nash out, chasing screens. Great block from Grant Hill.
Grant hearing it from this sellout crowd here at U.S. Airways Center. 4.5 remaining in the third quarter. Kidd backing into three-point territory, rebounded by Nash. Suns with the ball and lead by 1. As Hill draws the double team, a foul call. Hill pounding it and trying to back his way in.
That's the 4th team foul on Dallas. Now both teams will be in the penalty for the last 4 minutes and change.
Terry picked up the foul. And now Carter hears it from the crowd. 9 of his 14 points coming in this third quarter as Jared Dudley checks in. Nash to the fade.
Oh, yes. That is such a difficult shot. Going off 1 foot, fading to his right. One of the most balanced athletes I've ever seen. Steve Nash, incredible.
9 points, 9 assists for Nash. Sean Marion back on the floor, as is Deshaun Stevenson. Here's Stevenson. Deshaun Stevenson, a starter most of the year. Nash with nowhere to go, gets it to Dudley. Still lots of time on the clock, but it's picked off. Kidd for 3. He's been off. And a loose ball foul.
I think they caught Brendan Haywood going over the back of Channing Frye. Frye will go to the line. Kidd last night hit 5 threes in the third quarter, 6 overall, was absolutely on fire. But this is Jason Kidd. I mean, he's an up and down shooter. He's 0 for 5 tonight. Some nights he has it, some nights he doesn't. Last year in the playoffs when the Spurs upset Dallas in the first round, they really made Jason Kidd try to beat them. They really got physical with Dirk Nowitzki. They took away the transition game of the Mavericks, and they dared Jason Kidd to beat them. And you see the numbers. Still a terrific player, but career lows in terms of points and field goal percentage. Career high, however, from the free throw line.
Michael Pietrus has come on for Grant Hill. The Suns, after trailing by 10, now lead by 3. Dudley defending on Kidd. Good recovery by Pietrus working against Terry. Stevenson fires and hits.
Wow. You just love having a guy like Stevenson on your roster if you're Rick Carlisle. I mean, he's been the odd man out here the last couple of weeks with Peja Stojakovic coming back, and now Dubois as well. Stevenson making the most of his opportunity tonight.
Gortat. The assist for Nash, his 10th. 7 points for Gortat, and Rick Carlisle takes a timeout.
Well, Steve Nash still one of the great point guards in this league at 37 years old. Look at the vision.
Animation cartoons on last week's The Cleveland Show on Fox. The Suns, Steve Nash, and the Mavericks, Dirk Nowitzki, and LeBron James, among several NBA players who
Jackson Trump
appeared as animated characters.
Wish yourself out of there.
For the last time, Dirk, Kazam was not real.
But it seems so real.
Some of the finest work from LeBron, Steve, and Dirk.
The Cleveland Show.
The Cleveland Show. Basket won't count. One episode of that. Cleveland refers to Dirk Nowitzki as Dork Nowinski. And turns to Dwayne Wade and says, "English is not my first language. What is this dork?" And Wade, looking to protect his feelings, says, "Oh, it means handsome."
Dirk said he had a great time.
You know what his goal is? He wants to be on The Simpsons.
Well, that's next.
That's
Maybe Family Guy is next. Then the Simpsons after that.
2.5 remaining in this third quarter. Suns up by 2. Goran Dragic back on the floor. Playing the point. Nice pass inside. Dudley for Pietrus.
A great execution by the Suns, and this second unit, led by Dragic, had a really good stint during that first half. And this is an important 6 or 7 minutes for Phoenix. If they can get Nash his rest, they're much more capable of closing this thing out.
Nowitzki. Wow. Shots are right on. Goes back rim and drops. So Dirk 10 of 15 from the field, 26 points. Phoenix has come from 10 down. Here is Fry, way off. Rebounded by Kidd. Nowitzki with a good pass. And Marion able to finish.
Long rebound, great outlet, and beautiful teamwork from Jason Terry and Dirk Nowitzki setting that play up for Marion.
Game is tied at 80. Gortat. Kidd sets it up for 3. Jason Kidd with his first field goal. He missed his previous 5 shots.
Rick Carlisle has found a lineup that he likes here. Dallas has gone small. Dirk playing the 5, going against Gortat. Channing Frye having to guard Sean Marion. We'll see if Alvin Gentry counters and goes small himself.
Final minute of the third. Nowitzki with the fake on Gortat, finding Marion.
Wow.
Nick Pivetta resetting the clock.
What a sequence for Dirk Nowitzki the last few possessions. The jump shot, so pure, and then 2 beautiful passes in transition. Actually, 1 in transition, 1 off the pump fake, getting Gortat in the air, and that broke down the Phoenix defense.
9-0 run for Dallas, and they're up by 5. Dragic with nowhere to go. And he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, no movement for Phoenix. They tried to get Dragic on the high pick and roll. Dallas did a great job defending it, and then there was just nothing there for the Suns.
Dallas can hold for a final shot of the third quarter. Marion sets the pick. Here's Terry. Stevenson. Dallas ending the third with 9 unanswered over the last 2 minutes. As we head to the fourth, it's the Mavericks by 5.
Of execution. We got to be much better than that. You know, we drive the ball on the baseline. We don't make the correct plays. We don't get in our sets. And if we don't, that's the end result right there.
You and I started the day talking about the second team. How much longer can you leave them in right now?
Well, I mean, we're not going to be able to leave them in at all if they're not going to be able to execute. So we'll take a look, and then we may have to go back with our starters.
Thanks, Alvin.
All right.
Marv?
All right, Marty. Beaubois opens up the fourth quarter by missing that long-range attempt. Mavs have a 5-point lead. Dallas very effective in back-to-back games. 7 up, 4 down on the second night of back-to-backs. Impressive when you consider they have a number of older players.
I think it has a lot to do with their depth, frankly. I mean, they've just had so many players contribute. As Terry loses the ball, it looked like he had a lay-in. He loses it on the turnover, but we've talked about it all night, just the number of players they can go to. And last night, for example, that big win over Sacramento, nobody played big minutes. They were able to rest their guys and get ready for tonight's game.
Dragic, rebounded by Stevenson, who inadvertently got an elbow into the groin of Gortat.
Looked like Stevenson was just trying to clear the rebound and get Gortat off of him, but watch right here, the elbow, no question. Ouch. Oh, man.
Did you say ouch?
Yes, I did. And I'm going to say it again. Ooh. And you wonder if the league will look at that one. I mean, that's a blatant elbow right there.
Dallas with their first turnover in 12 minutes on the offensive foul called on Stevenson.
Crowd just got a look at that replay.
And here is Fry, will not count. Foul before the shot attempt.
Well, with Dallas going small, there are mismatches at both ends of the floor. So Channing Frye now has a smaller player on him. He's trying to go down on the block.
Dragic and Dudley now at the guards. There is Petrus for three. Terry rebounds.
Didn't catch it cleanly. It was a nice play, nice look, but Petrus was backing up and didn't have his balance.
Oh, Sean Marion with the stuff. Going right at Petrus, and the Mavs now lead it 87-80, 11 unanswered for Dallas.
And if Phoenix doesn't score here, I would expect Steve Nash to come back into this game. Alvin Gentry doesn't want to go to him this early, but he may have to because this unit really struggling to score.
Foul is on Beaubois.
Take a look at the pass from Terry on the baseline, and Suns fans are very familiar with that scene. Sean Marion just a pogo stick.
Dragic finding Gortat.
Huge play for Phoenix. I mean, you could see Alvin Gentry kind of sit back on the bench and say, okay, maybe I'll stick with Dragic, and Nash probably gets a couple more minutes rest because of that play.
Beaubois putting that dribble between his legs. Here's Marion for three. That's not his forte. Rebounded by Petrus.
Got that unorthodox shot, that push shot, almost from his chest.
Dragic is fouled by Beaubois.
Remember, Dragic is coming off that injury, missed 7 games after getting stitches in his foot, and he's trying to find his rhythm. And it's so tough to do, particularly in the middle of the season. You come in, you play a team like Dallas, they've won 12 of 13. You've lost all your rhythm, and you're going against a team that is just clicking. It's a tough spot to be in, but you got to just play through it.
He came on strong last season, particularly in the playoffs. At times took over games. Well, coming up this weekend, starting at Friday, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, the T-Mobile Rookie Challenge and Youth Jam, Saturday All-Star Saturday night, presented by State Farm, and then the 60th NBA All-Star Game on Sunday night. Game that started in Boston back in 1951 by the Celtic owner Walter Brown. Did not sell out. A game that has come a long way from the early stages of the league. That's a travel on Petrus.
Excellent defense from Dallas. This small unit really giving Phoenix some problems with its speed.
Mavericks up 87-83. Nowitzki for three. Dirk Nowitzki with his third from downtown. 29 points on 11 of 16 shooting. Foul is on Terry, a blocking foul.
And that's the problem if you're Phoenix, having 2 bigs on the floor and Dirk's the 5-man. The guy closing out on Dirk will be Gortat. Gortat's a center. He's not used to closing out on shooters, and you're closing out on one of the best shooters in NBA history. This is automatic. Terry finds Dirk down the middle, and then Dirk finds Sean Marion, and the Suns very vulnerable in transition off of long misses. And Phoenix shoots a lot of threes, but only 3 of 13 tonight. Dallas doing an excellent job closing out and covering that line. And as I said, some of those long misses lead to transition hoops like that one.
And as you see, with Steve Nash on the bench, and Steve has just checked back in, over the last 6 minutes, Suns have been outscored by the Mavs 15-5.
It's been a problem since Steve Nash arrived in Phoenix 6 years ago, almost regardless of who his backup was. And some of that is because the offense is really designed around Steve and his talents, and nobody else can simulate that. No backup point guard in the world. I don't know if any guard, period, can simulate what Nash does with all those pick and rolls and all that spacing. Dragic did a great job a year ago. He's been subpar for him this year, and as we talked about, struggling right now coming back off the injury.
Vince Carter is back, as is Robin Lopez. Shot clock down to 6. Petrus for 3. Mavs with a 7-point lead, 8.5 to play in the fourth quarter. Dallas trying to make it 13 wins their last 14 and seeking win number 40 on the season. Stevenson for 3. Phoenix at 27-26 coming into tonight. They have won 7 of their last 9 games. They've picked it up at home where they had struggled earlier. Nash putting a move on Nowitzki. Dirk, man, saw that in practice on many occasions.
They used to play one-on-one together every night when they were teammates in Dallas. So you're right, Marv. Dirk's definitely seen that one before.
Stevenson looking to post up on Nash. Goes to the fadeaway. Lopez sweeping the rebound.
Cross matches all over the place with the lineups that we have on the floor right now. Both teams trying to take advantage.
Petrus, that won't count. He was fouled by Beaubois.
And when we talk about cross matches, what we mean is on one end, Jason Kidd guarding Steve Nash. On the other end, Nash trying to guard Deshaun Stevenson. So very difficult to pick up your man in transition and find who you're guarding and get the defense set as a team.
Dallas now over the limit. Beaubois to the bench after picking up his 5th. And Michael Petrus to the line. A 71% free throw shooter. Has not spent much time at the line. Start of the season with the Orlando Magic. Came over along with Vince Carter and Marcin Gortat in that blockbuster deal.
Excellent defender, tough player, and can make an outside shot. Suns have cut it to 3, and now Dirk Nowitzki getting his rest. So a chance for Phoenix maybe to cut further into this league or take the lead.
Sean Marion off the assist from Jason Kidd. Now the Mavericks have had a wonderful season at 39-16, but the one problem that they point to is the fact that they have not been able to hold on to leads on many occasions, although only 16 losses for the season. Petrus brings it back to a 3-point deficit.
Now, again, Phoenix taking advantage of that size. It's really been a case of a big lineup versus a small lineup here, and Marion with the quickness advantage down here.
Stojakovic attempting the 3. And a foul is called on Chandler.
And I think that will be number 4 on Chandler, but more importantly, Phoenix is now in the penalty for the remainder of the fourth quarter. They'll be shooting free throws.
So Chandler with number 4. Beaubois sitting down after picking up a 5th. Stojakovic has 3. Robin Lopez with 2 shots, 79% free throw shooter. He's averaging 7 points a game at about 17 minutes per game. Tonight, 6 of 9, 13 points, 13 rebounds.
Yeah, he's had a terrific night. And, you know, Mark, the guy who Dallas really misses right now is J.J. Barea. I mean, he's been one of the closers for Dallas for the last month or so, usually on the floor in the fourth quarter. He gives them another playmaker and a shooter, very difficult man to cover. Dallas struggling offensively to find anything right now.
Terry able to knock it down, and Barea shooting better than 50% from three-point land in recent games. It's deflected out, last touch by the Mavericks. Now Grant Hill will make his return with 6:13 left here on the fourth. Lopez sitting down. So Alvin Gentry has a lineup of Fry, Hill, Petrus on the front line. Nash and Carter at the guard. Petrus with a beautiful pass. Carter rejected by Marion. And Marion came up with the loose ball. Good job by Hill defending on Stojakovic, which led to the 3-second violation.
Well, Phoenix has now gone small. Now they're playing Fry at the 5 and Grant Hill at the 4. So interesting strategy here. Both coaches going back and forth with lineup mismatches, and what a block from Sean Marion. So quick and athletic.
Rick Carlisle setting in Dirk, who has had a magnificent game. 29 points, 11 of 16 shooting, 3 assists. Phoenix with the ball, down by 4, just under 6 remaining of the fourth. Nash got the step. Nash somehow able to get it off against Tyson Chandler.
Well, Chandler is guarding Grant Hill. He's not guarding Channing Frye because Rick Carlisle doesn't want to allow Frye to roam the perimeter, which would take Chandler out there. So Chandler will end up in some switches with Nash. He's going to have to stay in front of him.
And he's playing with 4 fouls. Petrus trying to poke it away, and he's called for the reach-in.
This is so amazing that he just feels the body of Chandler, gets into him to take away the ability of Chandler to jump, just knocking him off balance for a second and then finishing with that left hand. Incredible.
Terry trying to bank it high off glass. Fry with the rebound. Hill. Back comes Kidd. Kidd looking to post, fires it out. Nowitzki. He'll go to the line for 2.
Now Jason Kidd, again, so many matchups these last few minutes have been interesting. Nash finally guarding Kidd, and so he's going to take him on the block. And this leads to kind of a scrambling Suns defense. It ends up with a foul from Vince Carter, but if Dallas is going to post Kidd on Nash, then I think Phoenix has to help off of Sean Marion and make Marion make a jump shot from the perimeter.
4th foul on Carter, only the second team foul committed by Phoenix. So look at 4th quarter scoring this season. Amari Stoudemire of the Knicks just under 7 points per 4th quarter. You see Dirk is right there amongst the leaders.
Now you have 2 guys in the top 7 or 8. 2 4th quarter closers. You got an excellent defense. You're a great foul shooting team, and you don't turn the ball over. And that's why Dallas wins the close games.
Nash. Rebounded by Chandler with 4.5 remaining here in the 4th. Petrus body to body on Nowitzki, who spins away and scores. What a move. Looked like Fry may have gotten a piece of it.
I think we're going to get a delay of game on Dallas. But what a move from Dirk. I thought Petrus played him beautifully. Forced him into a tough shot. Look, he pokes the ball away, creates a tough angle, and somehow Dirk gets it to go.
A second delay of game would mean a technical foul. Mavericks lead it 98-92. Here's Fry. Nice little post-up move by Channing Frye, showing us he is not only a jump shooter.
And with Chandler guarding Grant Hill, Fry's going to have a smaller man on him. Just by process of elimination, he's going to have to take advantage down there.
Nowitzki looking to get it inside. Last touched by the Suns. Dallas, an excellent road team. They're 18-8. One of the better road records in the league. San Antonio at 21-8 after the loss earlier tonight in Chicago. Miami at 21-10. Here is Kidd for 3. Rebound Chandler, and he puts it down. And the foul.
And the bench loves it. Tyson Chandler, such a force at both ends of the floor, defensively protecting the rim and then offensively, particularly with this small Suns lineup, able to take advantage on the offensive glass.
Chandler averaging 10 points, 9 rebounds, 78% free throw shooter. And that is his 10th point. 101-94, Dallas. Marv Albert, Steve Kerr, Marty Snyder. Here is Beatrice, rebounded by Chandler.
Well, they needed that one. Phoenix just struggling to score right now. They don't really have a go-to guy like they used to in Amari Stoudemire, somebody who can get to the free throw line.
Oh, beautiful move by Kidd. Post up by Jason Kidd, ending with the spin, leading to the Phoenix timeout.
Poor defense from the Suns. If Kidd's going to post up, Nash, you have to bring help right away. There's some non-shooters on the floor for Dallas, so come help Steve Nash. No help, easy bucket. I don't think it's coincidental. I think it may be related.
Jennings fly from downtown. Rick Carlisle playing his starters a lot of minutes tonight with the All-Star break coming up this weekend.
And he's not happy. I mean, there was just a timeout, an immediate timeout. Remember, he talked to us before the game about the importance of covering Channing Frye. He made that a real point. And obviously, a missed assignment here by Dallas allows Frye to get free. That's an important shot for Phoenix.
The performances, it all begins tomorrow night from the Staples Center in Los Angeles. See the timeout rundown. Phoenix with a foul to give. Nice pass, Nowitzki from Kidd. Jason Kidd with his 12th assist, along with 7 rebounds, has not done it at the offensive end, but he's hit a couple of late buckets. He has 5 points, along with those rebound and assist numbers. Mavericks now lead at 105-97. 2.5 to play in the fourth. Hill, rebounded by Marion.
Hill just hasn't had it going tonight. Just 3 of 13. He has shot the ball so well this year. Just one of those nights.
Now Dallas in no rush, playing the clock. And a foul as Marion was pushed.
Yeah, tough call on Vince Carter. Just a little slap at the ball. Suns did have one to give, though. The Dallas inbounds on the side, but that's that was a potential turnover there.
Foul number 5 on Carter. Shot clock down to 5. Nowitzki called for the offensive foul, a push on Beatrice.
Yeah, good call from Dick Pavetta. That was pretty obvious. Suns have a chance here. 2 minutes, down 8. Obviously need a bucket here. And the problem for Phoenix, they haven't been able to free up Steve Nash on these pick and rolls, partly because of the versatility of both Chandler and Sean Marion, just switching everything. Nash has not been able to get penetration.
Here's Nash over Chandler.
Well, that's why he shot over the top. He just hadn't been able to get into the lane, and that's why Steve Nash is Steve Nash. He's got an answer for everything.
15 points, 12 assists for Nash. Dallas by 6. Terry is open. Jason Terry taking advantage. So Terry off the bench for 14 along with 7 assists.
There's that fourth quarter combination, Nowitzki and Jason Terry. That's their recipe.
Good job by Chandler staying with Nash. Here's Carter. The Dallas lead is back down to 6 with 1 minute and 15 remaining in the fourth. Now Petrus playing Kidd. Hill is on Nowitzki. Terry. Carter able to tip it to Frye. A critical possession for the Suns. trailing by 6 and time running out. Oh, what a pass to Nash, finding Hill, and Rick Carlisle wants to talk it over.
And Dallas just switching everything. And once again, as we've seen thousands of times before, Steve Nash reads the defense and just finds the open man. Hill with a great cut leading to the layup. Suns hanging on for dear life.
How does Phoenix play?
Yeah.
Well, timeouts remaining. The Mavericks have 2 20s. The Suns a full and a 20. From the Suns' point of view, with 45 seconds to play, a 4-point lead for Dallas. How do they play it?
Well, I don't think you foul if you're Phoenix. Dallas is an excellent free throw shooting team. Phoenix has 2 timeouts remaining. So if you play it out and get a stop, you'll get the ball back with maybe 20, 25 seconds left. You call a timeout, try to get a quick score, make it a 1 or 2 point game. And now you can foul if you have to.
Kidd comes across, met by Beatrice. Down to 35 seconds. 10 on the shot clock. Shot clock to 3. Chandler on the follow. And now Alvin Gentry calls for time as Dallas has taken a 6-point lead.
No, a great defensive possession from Phoenix. They did everything except get the rebound. Dallas spaced the floor so well it allowed Chandler to go in and get that putback.
West Hollywood Hotel in downtown LA. That's inside the NBA, presented by Hyundai, coming up next, right here on TNT. 109-103, Dallas, 20 seconds remaining in the fourth.
Dallas has to cover the three-point line right now. I mean, a 2-possession game, but it has to be 2 threes. A 2 really doesn't hurt you.
Here's Fry for 3. Oh, he goes glass with a 3-pointer to bring Phoenix within 3. 17.3 to go, and the Mavericks call for time. A fling by Channing Frye.
Well, Tyson Chandler played it perfectly. Nothing else he could have done. Challenged the shot and forced a wild attempt from Channing Frye. He got lucky. Sometimes it happens. And now all of a sudden, we got a ball game again. A little pressure on Dallas. There you see the bank shot. But look at Chandler all over him, that long wingspan. And Frye knocks it down. And if you're Phoenix, you do have 1 timeout left. So if you can force a stop here or get a turnover, if you can't, you're going to have to foul.
Frye with 24 points as a follow-up to his career night against Utah this past Tuesday. 12 of 16 from the field, 31.6 from downtown. He hit his first 8 shots, and he done a good job once again here tonight.
And Dallas gets Peja Stojakovic onto the floor. They're trying to get their best foul shooters. Sean Marion reminding Jason Kidd, Dallas does have a 20-second timeout remaining. And now Alvin Gentry will make a defensive substitution, getting Jared Dudley in for Frye. Dallas ideally will get the ball to either Dirk Nowitzki or Jason Terry.
Kidd can't find anyone, now gets it to Terry. And the foul is called with 14 seconds to play. In this fourth quarter, it's on Nash. Both teams over the foul limit. They try to trap right in front of the Phoenix bench. And that'll put Terry at the line, and he is 1 of 2. But a very good free throw shooter. 85% for the season.
And used to being in this situation. I mean, throughout his career, he's been a guy who has sought the basketball late in games. He embraces pressure. And if you're Phoenix, you do have a 20-second timeout left. We'll see if, I think Alvin Gentry will call it regardless of what happens with these free throws.
Terry getting the treatment from the crowd and knocks down the first. Dallas up by 4. Terry connecting on both. The Suns will take their final timeout. 111-106 Mavericks. And Dallas does have one timeout remaining.
Well, desperation time for the Suns. Alvin Gentry very adept at diagramming plays for three-point shots. We've seen it time and again. Phoenix executing to get three-point shots. It goes back to the Mike D'Antoni days. D'Antoni really, I think, ran a series of three-point plays that a lot of NBA players or NBA coaches have since copied. And Alvin Gentry has taken some of those off the menu as well.
Steve, as we look at the All-Star Weekend lineup, I know you'll be very busy on the sidelines in the rookie-sophomore game, coaching along with Carmelo Anthony. Seems like I've heard his name a little bit over the last couple of months. And Lawrence Frank, handling the sophomore group. We'll have the All-Star game on Sunday night. There's Fry for 3. Rebounded by Kidd. And he is fouled by Petrus, but just 7 seconds remaining.
Got a great look. I mean, a much better look at the basket than the one that he made. And Fry just bangs it off the back of the rim. Good attempt. It was right there. And that ought to do it.
Jason Kidd does not get to the line often, but 88%. Dallas, a very good free throw shooting team.
And a big win. You know, you always want to win going into the All-Star break, but you know, we saw the standings earlier in the telecast. Dallas with a 3-game lead in the loss column over LA, and that's going to be big because pretty good chance those two clubs could meet in the second round of the playoffs.
And that'll wrap it. Mavericks with a 112-106 victory over the Suns here in Phoenix. Dallas now 40-16. They have won 13 of the last 14 games. The only loss in that stretch last Thursday night here on TNT in Denver on the game winner by Aaron Aflalo. Dallas with the second best record in the West, now 6.5 behind San Antonio. Suns are back at 500, 27-27. They had won 7 of their previous 9 as they vie for that 8th and final playoff position. Let's go to Marty with Dirk Nowitzki.
And 13 for 18 for Dirk tonight, 35 points. It's been a while since you've had a game like this. How important is that to head into the All-Star break with that kind of a game?
Yeah, it was good for us. Another win. You know, we've been playing really well as of late. We really slipped in the standings there in the beginning of January. So we wanted to take a little momentum here in the All-Star break, and we played some good basketball. So, you know, hopefully everybody get away a little bit, get some rest, and come refreshed next week and keep it going.
You also went with that small ball lineup, which you haven't done much this year with Marion at the 5. Were you impressed with how well that worked?
Yeah, you know, that sometimes you have to just go to different stuff. Phoenix is so good at creating mismatches. They got shooters all over the place, and sometimes you have to adjust, and that's what we did tonight. And Marion, I mean, he's a versatile player. He can play 2, 3, 4, and 5 for us, and he's done it all year. So proud of the guys. Big way to battle down the stretch. Tyson had some big buckets and big rebounds, so guys came through at the end.
A lot of guys get rest, not him though. You got to go to LA.
No.
He's got to go to LA. Wishes he had a weekend off, but he'll be in LA. 13 wins in the last 14 games for the Mavs. Marv.
All right, Dirk headed to his 10th All-Star appearance. As Marty mentioned, 35 points, 13 of 18 from the field, 3 of 3 from beyond that three-point line. Channing Frye, the high man for Phoenix. Thanks to our producer, Glenn Diamond, our director, Maceo Grant, statistician, Paul Evans. Once again, the final score, the Dallas Mavericks with a 112-106 victory over the Phoenix Suns. Coming up next, it is Inside the NBA. For Steve Kerr, Marty Snyder, and the rest of the crew, I'm Marv Albert saying good night from Phoenix. You've been watching the NBA on TNT, your exclusive home for the 2011 NBA All-Star Weekend. We'll see you in LA. After this break, we'll send it to Ernie and Charles in Los Angeles.